What I notice here is in the green boxes, going back to pretty much the Satoshi days, back to the 3 cent area. I'm measuring Bitcoin's price by month, and the shaded rectangles that I have here represent the amount of months in one particular streak. So the green boxes represent an uptrend streak, continuous months of advancing from the open to the close of that month, and the red candles represent the declining phase. This first one here of 6 months, well, it's pretty hard to really put any weight behind this. We're talking about 6 cents and 10 cents. There really wasn't even any real exchanges as far as I'm aware. So the pricing here is kind of irrelevant in my opinion. The first real bear market, or the first real streak that we had, was with this the first of the Mt. Gox issues. And that was a 5-month losing streak. Then we had the 6-month bull coming out, and then we had the really big 6-month move as well, up towards that first peak of 1200 or so. Then we had the first real massive bear market, of course, and we had a 5-month declining period. Actually, this is incorrect. This is a 4-month declining period. And then we got to the end of that. And in a similar sort of fashion, we're kind of in this area right now. If you were to compare this 4-year cycle with the last and this 4-year cycle, we're in this area here. Then during the bull market, we had a 6-month run. And on some exchanges, actually, this is not even a 6-month run. This candle here in the middle actually is red on some of the exchanges. But it doesn't really matter. The point is that we had 6 months higher and 5 months higher. And now we have 6 straight months lower, which is actually the longest downtrend that we've seen in Bitcoin's history and evolution. But the one thing you will not notice on this chart is the number 7, 8, 9, or 10, meaning that we've never had a streak of 7, 8, or 9 months either rising or declining. And that's telling, I think. It doesn't mean that there's absolutely no chance that we'll get a 7 anywhere here. Eventually, I'm sure there'll be a 7 somewhere. But you've got to say that with this type of downtrend, we are now extended to a downside, extended from a bear market sort of perspective. And that sentiment has kind of reached an extreme, I would think. There's always more room for extremes. Extremes by nature kind of surprise everybody. They tend to go on for much longer than anybody could ever predict or expect. But even with that said, with the 4-year cycle due now, either in December or now in February, with the February low, there's a very good chance, in my opinion, that what we're going to see here over the next few weeks into the 60-day cycle low and then the 4-year cycle low is that we're going to see the February candle dip down into the sort of 2000 area, right? So maybe that's just argument's sake only, say 2300, 2400, and then we come back up and print a green candle for the February month. So that's a swing. That's a pretty wild V-type swing. I'm not suggesting it goes much higher than, say, a $4,000 or $5,000 print in February, but look for volatility to come in February. We've had a very sort of flat, a very flat lack of sort of trading environment for the last 4 weeks. The last 30 odd days, in fact, have actually been just a sideways or slow grind lower over maybe $1,000. Let's look for now some volatility to come into this market. The Bollinger Bands on the daily are very tight and getting tighter by the day. Let's look for a drop down into this $2,300, $2,400 area that ends the 60-day cycle, that ends the 4-year cycle. Then we come back up and close a month as green, end this streak of 6 losing months right there. February becomes a green candle, and then we can maybe get another red candle after that, but I think here we're going to maintain this streak of no more than seeing 6 consecutive months higher or lower with February. Look for a V-shaped recovery at some point by the latter part of the month. And maybe there's an opportunity there for you. If you know how to trade that, look for that possibility. in your setups, and let's see how we do with that.